Hi, my name is Brendan MacArthur, and I am a fourth-year digital audio arts student at the University of Lethbridge, and today I'm going to give you a quick overview slash, I guess, understanding of what's going on here on the CDJ-2000. So starting off, I'll just give you a quick history. CDJ stands for Compact Disc Jockey, and the reason I guess they were looking for something new was originally vinyl was kind of the way to go with DJing, and this kind of gave you the same options as vinyl, but just with a CD. I guess at first it wasn't, you didn't have all the fancy bells and whistles you have here, but through time CDJ really evolved into something that is today is the industry standard in DJing. So I guess starting off, we'll turn this on, power up here, and considering it is, I mean, you can do lots of things. You have USB, SD, and then disc. So starting off, we'll do disc since that's where it all started. So you just insert the disc at the bottom here. I should have checked before because I don't know if it's a real, this is a burnt CD, so it has many different tracks on it, but I'm wondering if normally it would have the metadata, so you'd have all the song names. Obviously you wouldn't have cover art, because that wasn't a thing before. Well, cover art was, but the metadata holding the cover art. Maybe it is now, I don't really know, but anyways. So, yeah, you just kind of search through here with the jog wheel. When you find the song you want, press enter. Or not enter, but just click it in. I know it may be hard to see. I have a pretty crappy camera, so you may not be able to see what's all going on here. But anyways, so that's kind of how you use CDs here. So before I really play any songs and show you how to get going, I'm going to insert my USB where all the songs I have prepared for this are. So this is kind of where you can. Right here it starts with link, USB, SD, disc. So that's where you're going to grab any kind of audio media to come through to be played. So link, if you didn't know what that is, you can have up to four platters of these, so you can actually connect them all. So you can have a disc and one of the other ones, or USB or SD, and you can pull off anything that's coming from one of those. So you have the USB. Yeah, you can. It's really endless what you can do with this. So anyways, we're going to be using USB. Always recommends Rekordbox, which is kind of a program you can install on your computer, so you can attach it via USB and kind of play with the audio a little bit more there. I haven't played with that at all yet though. So anyways, we'll go to the folder. Again, you just use this to kind of direct yourself. This little wheel here. Go down to where my songs are. And so, starting off, it's very obvious because lots of them have names of what they do on here. So this is your play pause button in the corner that's blinking here. That'll get things going. You also have the cue button. So cue is when you pull in the track, it will always cue up at the beginning. So it's a way to really play with it. You can also search. Well, I guess, yeah, I'll show you here. Oh, needle lock, come on. Okay, it has to be playing when I do this. So you can put your hand on here to stop the track. And you can kind of search through a song and see with waveform where you want to be. Let's pull it right here. So if I want the cue, it's kind of the same thing for cue. So say I want it to be queued up for right when it bangs right there. Hit the cue, now my cue's there. So it will be, and as long as I'm holding it, it will keep playing. So you can kind of play with it doing that. So that's kind of a quick explanation of cue. Sorry, one thing I also forgot to mention with regards to CDs, you also, well, not just CDs, but I guess anything, you can kind of go through your track search here. You can kind of choose your songs that way. So, next, what do we want to touch on? There is, so say if you can kind of change how the song will play and pause. So, or like, I guess, when you release it too. So say I want it to kind of slowly, the speed of the song will kind of go up slowly, and you'll kind of hear the pitch here. So you hear it. 1 second. Oh, not yet. Let me find a spot where you'll be more apparent. So, see, you can hear that. So it takes that long just to kind of start up, and that's all. This is your vinyl adjust stuff here. So if I press pause, it's gonna slow down, and it can vary. It can be very quick too. So I can have, you can still kind of hear it breaking or starting. And normally it's actually a cool function, because you can if we had the Nexus, it's the CDJ-2000 Nexus, and it comes with a lot more fancy features. It has a it's called the slip mode, and you press that. So if I accidentally pause the song, it will still keep like reading. So if I can start it back up again, and you can also, it's good for scratching and stuff, which I'll touch on later. We'll get into some scratching stuff. So also we have our tempo control on the side here. Really slow it down. So right now we have the vary of 10%. You can change it up to 16, which is even more on each side. Or there's even wide, where you'll go all the way to 0% if you want to go. It just completely stops the song. Yeah, cool stuff. And then say if you accidentally bumped it, you want to go right back to where it should be, you can hit your tempo reset, and that'll put it right back to where you want it, and you won't have to worry about what's going on there. Next, I guess let's do some of the loop functions. So I'll do a in loop here. That was a bad loop, I'm sorry. But you can kind of choose, you can actually play with how, like, where your in and out of the loop is. So say I want the out to kind of be a little further. Can do that. Once you're happy, you'll do that. Or even the in, make it start way earlier. Also, you can choose, it can actually be very just, it can just be 1 bar, 2 bar here, you see, or like 32, you can have it extending for a long time. And if you want to exit the loop, you just hit the exit button. But it's also a reloop function, so you can also, it'll go back to what your loop was doing before, so. And you can tell that a loop's kind of in function. Sorry, you can't hear it looping right now because last I had it on is 32. But this blinking right here will tell you that it's looping. Not this. This blinking right now means that the song's just about over. But you just heard it re-loop there. So exit. There's also the 4-beat loop, which just like makes things super easy rather than getting manual with it. So that's a little bit more clean, as you can hear. Every time you hit it, it will bounce down to half the loop time, and it will keep on doing that for quite some time. And while we're here, we can play with the tempo and make it sound really funky. And it really, like, you can really do some funky stuff with this thing. It's fun. And then you want to exit out of the loop. Boom. Oops. We'll go right back down. Other thing I forgot to mention about the tempo here is there's also, you can make this the master tempo, and this is for when you have multiple decks going. So you can choose one to be, you can sync things up, and this can be like the master one that you want to be synced to. So that's the function of the master tempo. You got loop, you do hot cues. So as you saw there, I had to press this button first before I went ahead and chose the hot cues. When I'm done, when I'm happy with where the hot cues are, they'll kind of be green, lit up green now. So you can really like make a new song out of what you have with all these functions here. The other cool thing is, say if I want, sorry to stop the flow here, but you can jump in and set a cue point in here. So make sure I don't re-record over them. You can jump back to the prior song. So this is first song we were playing with. Second. So you can really get kind of custom with jumping between songs. So you can make every hot cue a different song to play with it. Since, I mean, normally you have many different platters to do that, but in this case, if you just have the one, like we do right now, you can jump between your songs. I actually really like the way this sample sounds. Also, one thing I forgot about navigating here, there's also your tag list. So, yeah, sorry, I'll go through this top section here. So this is your browse. We're in browse right now. We can kind of see what we got. Say if I want to tag this song and be like, hey, I really like this song, I'm gonna check it out later. I can hold the tag button, which is in the top right. Once it's been tagged, you'll see the check mark there. Then you go to tag list, and as you see, it's right there. And right now, when you hit info, it will give you info on the song that you're playing right now. So there's that. There's menu, which is just kind of your regular menu. You can play with some of the sorry, that's the link info, but kind of the quantize on. What else is all in here? Your digital out. Yeah, just lots of stuff that you guys probably don't want to know about. Anyway, so yeah, lastly, what else is there? You also have your reverse function, which is cool when you have slip mode. You can obviously the song will keep playing out and you can make it sound reverse, but then it will grab right back where it is. And it's kind of more, right now it sounds kind of cool. And then I guess lastly I'll give you a quick quick rundown on scratching, very, very quick. So obviously you have this is called the jog wheel, and you can play around like that. It's kind of, you also almost kind of have tempo control. So say if you're trying to beat match with another deck that we don't have right now, so to kind of slow it down and make it beat match, you can kind of touch that to do it. And then you have the option to scratch. So what I do sometimes, if I find like a cool sample, so in this case it's the snare, you can hit the cue button where the snare kind of hits, and then you can see it there. So if you're scratching, you can see where it's actually hitting with this little, because in here it kind of shows the rotation and your cue point shows up right there. So you can go, let it play out, sorry. So it's kind of hidden where that clap was. And yeah, you can also kind of adjust how hard. It's kind of hard to hear. Actually, I'll show you how you can actually hear it. You can have the jog wheel have lots of resistance, it'll feel heavier, or it can be lighter. Here, I'll show you how you hear that. So say I try to spin it here. Stops a little bit on full light. It'll go for way longer. So yeah, anyways, that's kind of like a quick rundown of what you can do with the CDJ-2000, and yeah, the possibilities. Even if when you add a mixer into the mix, there's lots more you can do. Like the DJ mixers you have nowadays, they come with all these fancy effects, and there's already so many effects and little things you can do with this. So once you kind of have a mixer or even more platters, the possibilities are endless. So anyways, thanks for listening.